Imagine this, you've just arrived at your Airbnb. The door creaks open and a sense of unease washes over you. It's a quaint little cottage nestled in the heart of a seemingly peaceful town. The decor is charming, yet something feels off, like a song played just a half beat too slow. The air is heavy, as if it carries secrets it's not ready to share. You chalk it up to fatigue, shrug off the shivers coursing down your spine, and decide to settle in. But as you explore, you find little oddities that raise the hairs on the back of your neck. A locked door with no key, a mirror that reflects just a touch too late, a chill that seems to follow you from room to room. You shake it off, attributing it to an overactive imagination. After all, you're just a weary traveler in an unfamiliar place. But little did they know the real horror was yet to unfold. Our first story begins with a couple looking for a quiet getaway, unaware of the terror that awaited them. In the heart of the city, nestled among the bustling streets, was a quaint Airbnb, their home away from home, or so they thought. They were drawn to its charming facade and the promise of a peaceful retreat. But as night fell, the house revealed its true nature. The first night, the silence was broken by an eerie creaking sound, like footsteps on old wooden floors. The couple dismissed it as the house settling, but as the nights progressed, the sounds grew louder, more persistent. They echoed through the halls, a constant reminder that they were not alone. But it wasn't just the sounds. Objects started moving around. Their belongings, once carefully placed, were found scattered. A book they had left on the nightstand was discovered on the floor. A coffee mug, previously on the kitchen counter, was found in the bathroom. It was as if an unseen hand was playing a sinister game of hide-and-seek. Then came the cold spots. Certain parts of the house would suddenly drop in temperature. A chill would run down their spines as they walked through these icy patches. A sensation that was as terrifying as it was unexplainable. Finally, one night, they had an encounter that cemented their fears. They woke to find the bedroom door wide open. A shadowy figure stood in the doorway, an unwanted guest in their temporary home. Frozen in terror, they watched as the figure disappeared into the darkness. They packed their bags and fled as dawn broke, leaving behind the haunted Airbnb. They reported their experiences to the host, but he dismissed their claims, stating that no previous guests had reported such occurrences. Their story serves as a chilling reminder that not all Airbnb stays are idyllic retreats. Some houses hold secrets, some rooms host unseen guests, and some doors, once opened, reveal a horror that is too real to dismiss. As the couple fled the house, they left behind a chilling mystery that remains unsolved to this day. Our next tale involves an unsuspecting tourist, a quaint Airbnb, and a hidden room that held a sinister secret. Picture this: an eager traveler, ready to immerse themselves in the local culture, books a delightful Airbnb. Nestled in a charming neighborhood, the house promises a unique experience, a far cry from bland hotel rooms. But as the old saying goes, appearances can be deceiving. On the first day, the tourist settles in, exploring every nook and cranny of the house. That's when they stumble upon a locked door. It's odd, considering the host had mentioned nothing about off-limits areas. Intrigued and a little apprehensive, the tourist contacts the host, but receives no answer. Days pass. The locked door gnaws at their curiosity. It's an itch they can't ignore. Finally, they decide to investigate. With a makeshift lockpick, the door creaks open, revealing a narrow staircase descending into darkness. The tourist descends, each step echoing in the silence, their heart pounding in their chest. The air grows colder, the smell of damp and decay filling their nostrils. At the bottom, they find a room, dimly lit by a single flickering bulb. They step inside. A chill runs down their spine as they take in the room. It's a living space, but not like any they've seen before. The walls are covered in newspaper clippings, faded and yellowed with age. They speak of missing people, unsolved mysteries, and chilling crimes. In the corner, a makeshift bed, the sheets stained with something dark. A stack of journals filled with frantic, illegible scribbles, and then the most horrifying discovery. Personal belongings of various people, some of which match the faces in the newspaper clippings. The tourist stumbles back in horror, the chilling realization hitting them like a ton of bricks. They weren't the first visitor to this room, and the previous occupants, it seemed, had never left. The chilling discovery forever tarnished the allure of the quaint Airbnb, turning it into a house of horrors. Our final tale is a cautionary one, reminding us that sometimes the danger lies not in the place, but in the people. Let's dive into the unnerving story of a traveler who we'll call Jane. Jane, an adventurous soul, found herself in an Airbnb in a city far from home. The dwelling was quaint, charming, and seemingly perfect. But beneath its charming veneer, Jane would soon uncover an unsettling truth. From the moment Jane stepped foot into the Airbnb, a strange feeling washed over her. It was as if someone was watching her, tracing her every move. But she shrugged it off, attributing it to the unfamiliarity of the place. Days passed, and Jane's unease grew. She noticed oddities around the house. Mirrors were strategically placed, seemingly capturing every corner of the living space. She felt a prickling sensation on the back of her neck, the kind that tells you you're not alone. But whenever she turned around, no one was there. One night, while preparing for bed, she noticed a small blinking light in her bedroom. On closer inspection, she realized it was a hidden camera. The realization hit her like a cold wave. Her host had been watching her, invading her privacy, turning her temporary home into a house of horrors. This was no ordinary host. This was someone who had crossed the line, someone who had turned hospitality into a chilling game of voyeurism. Jane confronted the host, her heart pounding like a drum in her chest. The host denied everything at first, but when faced with undeniable evidence, he confessed. Jane left the house immediately, her trust shattered, her sense of safety violated. This was not the adventure she had signed up for. This was a nightmare, a chilling example of the horror that can lurk in the most unsuspecting places and in the most unsuspecting people. The uncomfortable truth was revealed, reminding us all that horror can take on many forms. These chilling encounters serve as a stark reminder of the dangers that can lurk in unfamiliar places. We've journeyed through 3 harrowing tales of those who dared to step into the unknown, only to be met with a reality far scarier than any fiction. In each story, we're confronted with the stark unpredictability of life. One moment you're stepping into a seemingly normal Airbnb. The next, you're faced with an unwanted guest, a hidden room, or a watchful host. Each tale is a chilling testament to the perils that can lie in wait when we venture into unfamiliar territory. We can't always predict what will happen, but we can be prepared, be alert, and most importantly, be aware. So, next time you find yourself stepping into an Airbnb, remember, not all vacations end in relaxation. Some end in untold horror. Stay safe, stay alert, and always remember to share and subscribe for more true horror stories.